Hey there! In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I restored a plant stand. Let's get into it! So this piece is originally from At Home, a store that sells home decor, furniture, and holiday decor. This fan-shaped wooden-topped plant stand with double-tube metal legs will be getting a makeover today. But first, I'll be discussing its historical context and how it relates to history, along with making a few changes to its appearance. First up, I'll be discussing the Chippendale corner chair from the colonial period. Corner chairs originated in England in the early 18th century and were commonly known as roundabout chairs. Initially, they were placed in more private areas of the home, such as dressing rooms and gentlemen's bedrooms. Over time, their comfort made them popular in more public spaces as well, including libraries, studies, and sitting rooms. There is a clear similarity between the corner chair and the corner plant stand, which is that they both are meant to be displayed in a corner. The plant stand has another similarity with the middle chair shown on screen, other than the fact that they both belong in corners. The scroll-like shape in the middle of the plant stand is very similar to the two scroll-like shapes on the backrest of the chair. Secondly, I'll be discussing ancient Egyptian scarabs. Scroll and spiral patterns, whether single, interlocking, or combined with hieroglyphic or floral elements, appear on some of the earliest scarabs and remain common throughout the first half of the second millennium BC. Although their meaning and origins are uncertain, these scroll motifs are visually striking. Numerous variations ranging from simple to intricate can be found on Egyptian scarabs from the Middle Kingdom, with the designs reaching peak popularity during the late 12th and 13th dynasties. These motifs persisted into the Second Intermediate Period and appeared on Canaanite imitations of the time. However, subtle differences in the composition or in the carving of the scarab's back and legs help specialists determine more precise dates for each piece. As you can tell, these scarabs have several scrolls on them, which are all similar to the scrolls on the plant stand. Next up is Samuel Yellin and the arts and crafts movement. Samuel Yellin, recognized as the leading iron artisan of the 20th century, founded his company Samuel Yellin Metalworks in 1909. Though he referred to himself simply as a blacksmith, others saw him as a genius, a master craftsman with extraordinary skill. His workshop established exceptional standards of design and craftsmanship that still endure today. For nearly a century, Samuel Yellin Metalworks has carried on under the leadership of Claire Yellin, Samuel Yellin's granddaughter. The skills team includes Chris Tierney, head blacksmith and designer, Chris Winterstein, blacksmith, and Matt Gilbert, apprentice. Samuel Yellin established an enduring legacy of exceptional quality and design in custom forged metalwork, and today the company upholds that same tradition of excellence in creating everything from light fixtures and hardware to gates, grills, railings, fire screens, and furnishings. Not only does Sam Yellin's work have scrolls in common with the plant stand, but his work is also made with iron, which is the same material that the plant stand's base is made of. Then there's Michael Tonnet and the Victorian era. By around 1890, Tonnet's bentwood chairs had become a common sight in Vienna's restaurants and cafes. At Café Greenstidel, a popular meeting place for members of the literary modernist movement, known for its wide selection of newspapers, visitors sat on Tonnet number 4 chairs. Although these chairs are made of wood, the scroll on the backrest of the number 4 chair closely resembles the metal scrolls on the plant stand. And then there's cast iron railings from the Victorian era. In the Victorian era, cast iron railings gained popularity for use in homes, parks, and bridges. Wrought iron was likewise widely employed to craft elaborate designs that enhanced the elegance and grandeur of architectural structures. The Victorian period introduced ornate railing designs, many of which can still be found in historic neighborhoods being restored today. These detailed railings were both aesthetically striking and perfectly complemented the architectural style of the era. Once again, these pieces are made of iron, the same material as the base of the plant stand. Along with iron, there are also several scrolls throughout these pieces, just like the scrolls on the plant stand. Now that I've discussed how this piece relates to history, it's time to get to the makeover of this plant stand. Since I got this piece from an antique furniture store in Savannah, Georgia, shout out to vendors on Victory, it's going to need a quick cleaning before I get to anything else. Now that all the dust and grime has been removed, I'm going to remove the rough wood texture on the tabletop by sanding it off. After I finish sanding, it's time to get crafty. This piece is going to be a gift from my mother. Since she has been obsessed with peacocks lately, I decided I might as well create something around that topic. I've always been obsessed with mosaics, and I know my mom likes them too, so I decided to make a mosaic of a peacock feather on the tabletop. After I mapped out where I wanted the tiles to go, I got right into gluing them down. After gluing all the tiles down, I waited 24 hours for the glue to fully cure. Then I spread grout in between the grooves of the tiles with my makeshift grout float. I then took a damp sponge and wiped the excess grout off the tiles. After about 4 hours, I used the rough side of a damp sponge to get the haze off the tiles and make them shiny again. Last thing I needed to do was throw the tabletop back onto the base, and this makeover was complete. Overall, I'm quite happy with how this piece turned out. Through this process, I've learned that history is everywhere. Even when designing contemporary furniture, there are still going to be pieces of history in the design because many historical designs are a great source of inspiration. Art Nouveau was a wonderful period where peacocks were a big thing. Over the past few years, I've seen an increase in peacock designs, so I decided to hop on that trend and make something peacock related. If I were to do this project again, I would love to add a shelf on the bottom stretchers. Although there may be a few imperfections here and there, I'm glad I was able to learn a new skill and apply it to what I love the most, which is furniture. Thanks for watching!